kind of blonde, a little bit of a little bit ginger. I might have a little bit of ginger in me. I don't know. Let me just double check here to see if I am in the right groups and if my video is being shared. So let me just take a look here and now. Yes, I can see. So in a funny way, I have my phone just to make sure that the broadcasting is going live. Say hello. I can see that are already 2 people watching. So please say hello on your comments below so I can see who you are. And this webinar is all about 7 tactics for you if you want to be, well, use PR. So there's lots of things in PR. So PR is public relations, okay? What is the difference? Because a lot of people ask me, what is the difference between public relations and marketing? So marketing is in-your-face advertising, okay? So marketing is boom, 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 I bombard you with adverts. So you know when you're scrolling on Facebook and then suddenly there's an advert, so that's marketing. Now, what is the difference there? Obviously, when is PR is about influencing people. That is the difference. So normally PR is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So that is your PR, okay? So that's very important for you to understand the difference between one and the other. I'm just double checking here to make sure that my videos are, so it's all going fine and it's all going live. So, okay, let's talk about PR for health professionals. Why are we talking about this? Obviously, health professionals today are the #1 professionals being talked about in the media. So that's why I decided that I was going to do this now. So let's talk about some 7 techniques for PR people if they want to raise their profile. So I'm going to share my screen now. 1 second. We're going here and I'm going to present just to make sure. Okay, so oops, it went straight into bugger. I was still finishing. There we go. It's 7 PR tactics for health professionals. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about what you see. Let me just see. I'm just making sure that it is showing properly. Okay, it is, yeah. So 7 PR tactics for health entrepreneurs. So the #1 thing is LinkedIn. And people say, oh, but LinkedIn is a social media channel. Yes, it is. LinkedIn is a social media channel, but LinkedIn can also be used as a part of your PR campaign. Why and how? So a PR campaign is all about influencing people, either to think about you in some way or to entice people to understand what you do and then getting them to buy your product or service, okay? So this is what PR is all about. Now, on LinkedIn, you can do guest articles. So that's the #1 thing that I tell people. So write articles on LinkedIn, show your expertise. That is the #1 thing that you must do, okay? And that's how you start influencing people so they understand what you do. If they start reading and watch your videos, like for example, I do webinars on public relations and raising your profile and everything that is around that. So the #1 thing that you should be doing is LinkedIn. So share on LinkedIn, make sure that you start getting followers. So I have about 7,000 people connected with me on LinkedIn and roughly 7,000 followers. So all these people I can reach and they can read. And if they want to be featured in the media, then they get in contact with me. So there we go. LinkedIn articles is #1. Now we're going to talk about bios. Okay, so that's #2. So bio is right. So it's short for biography. So this is what you're going to be writing when you send to clients or to journalists, or even when you write your biography on LinkedIn, okay, is the very, very beginning. I have a blog post on writing a bio. So if you go to highprofileclub.com and you click on blogs at the top, you will see a blog post about BANEC. It's something that I developed. Okay, so BANEC is a abbreviation for brands, awards, number, experience, and credentials. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this because you will have to read. I did a webinar on this, and I have a blog post on BANEC, and it's all about you creating, writing your biography with 50 words, including these items that I mentioned, which is brand, awards, numbers, experience, and credentials, so people listen to you, why they should be listening to you, why you are credible. And this is really, really important, so people underestimate. And this is part of your public relations, because again, this is helping you to influence others to see you as a credible person, so they buy from you. Now, number 3, as a tactic, if you are doing PR, is Google Alert. So Google Alert is a tool from Google, which is free, and it's there for you to use. And what it does is it sends you an alert every time your name or the name of your company gets mentioned on Google. Okay, so that's why it's very important that you use Google Alert to be able to connect with what is being said about you. So it's all about, oh, a hair just fell in my mouth. So it's all about reputation. So Google Alert. Now, the next one is media exposure. Now, this one obviously is the number one. When people think about public relations, that's what they think about. People see public relations as the number one thing to do, being published in newspapers and magazines and giving interviews on radio and TV. So that's what people, especially business owners, really understand this. So if you are in health, we have a platform on High Profile Club, okay, and we have hundreds and hundreds of requests. So make sure that you take a look if there are requests for health at the moment. So, but what is media exposure exactly? So I'm going to give you some examples, okay? So types of requests from journalists. So when you join High Profile Club and you go to the platform, there will be some requests. And one of them is called Top Tips. And for example, David Howell, he writes for Forbes, and he put a request in the platform on how much money do you really need to start your micro business. So he was then asking for entrepreneurs to send how much money they need, and one of our members, Anna, she sent her comments, and she said she only needed £1. So she sent her comment was chosen, she then got featured in Forbes. Okay, that's how it works. So if you want to be featured, that's why just join High Profile Club and send your comments. Now, the other type of request that we have, sound bites. So what is sound bites? Sound bites is so this is an example here. This is a request in the platform, and it shows looking for a paragraph response from entrepreneurs and business owners on how. Now, this is key. So if you are in health, so if you are a nutritionist, if you are a health consultant, if you are a dietitian, therapist, psychologist, okay, make sure that you really and you understand what they're looking for a paragraph response. So a paragraph is roughly 50 to 60 words, okay, no more than that. So you really need to learn to become very precise when you're providing that. So I'll give an example. So The Sun was looking for people who can provide content on mortgages. So we have a client, Lee, and Lee, as you can see here, Lee Rhodes of Rhodes Advisory explained, although there is blah, 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 and then there is a paragraph, as you can see here. So 5 to 6 lines, okay? And that's how Lee got featured in The Sun. Now, a lot of things that people ask, how many words do I send to a journalist? I would say normally the summary, 150 to 200 words. So if you have never written for journalists before, make sure that is a synopsis of what you plan to send to them. Don't waffle, go straight to the point, and try to use words that the journalists are using as well. So depending on what the journalist is asking, you will be writing the answer on your comments. So how long do I wait before I chase a journalist? Okay, I always get this question. So I would say 4 to 5 days. Again, you should be making sure that you have Google Alert with your name, so a journalist will be able to find, you will be able to get a notification in case the journalist doesn't send you the article where you have been featured. Okay, so just make sure that you keep that in mind. Not everyone will get a notification to say, oh, you have been featured. It's really annoying. I know, I work with journalists, and the problem is that journalists are really busy, and not always they have the time to be telling people if they're being featured or not. Okay, so let's go back here to the next one, which is I talked about Google Alert before. Okay, and let me show you what we have in the platform. So we have here, so this is what the platform looks like if you are planning to get some media exposure. Okay, so you will see there are some requests from Forbes, for example, and Forbes will be adding the expertise sought. So this is what they would like you to send to. Okay, so let me just go back here. I'm just checking to see if I'm still live, if I'm still going, if my video is going. So if you're watching, please leave a comment there. Okay, so let me just go continue here. So once you apply, what you do is there will be a box there for you to put your comments, you write, and then the platform will have your photo, will have your bio. Remember to talk to you about the Bannex system. Make sure that you are using the Bannex system to create your bio to send to journalists, okay? And then you can add your comments. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is about the backlinks. So what are backlinks? Backlinks is really what helps your website to get more visibility on Google. So let's say if you provide your content to a journalist and the journalist adds a backlink to your website, then your website gets more credibility with Google. Okay, so when people are searching for certain things, especially for searching for your name, you will see that you are linked to that. Do a little bit of research for you to understand. This is crucial if you want to get more traffic for your website. Okay. Then number 6 is blog posts. If you are not used to writing, don't worry. It's something that you get used to. The more you do it, the more you write, the more you will see the results. Just to understand, 3 months ago, I decided to invest more and more and more in blog posting. And in 3 months, I went from 1,200 people on the website per month to 900 people to the website every month. Okay, so this is really important for you to understand. Backlinks, that's why you do blog posting. That's why you provide content to journalists so they can add a backlink to your website, which helps you. A lot of people say, oh my God, but this is too much work. And yes, it is. There is no way you can get featured without sitting down and writing content to provide to the journalists. And last but not least is SEO. So SEO is a combination of all these things that I was talking about. So when you provide content to a journalist, you are actually, in a way, helping the journalist and the publication with more content. And this is what Google likes. Google really likes a lot of writing because that's the research that you will do. And then this is part of it's called search engine optimization. Some people now call search marketing. It's SEM, I think, search engine marketing. So it's not just about the technicalities, but all the content that goes into it as well. So it's really, really, really important for you to understand all about SEO. So what is it? So it's the backlink, it's creating content, it's creating blog posts, and obviously writing for other people so they can book, they can place a backlink to your website. So if you are in health, if you are a nutritionist, a personal trainer, a dietitian, a nurse, a therapist, psychologist, you are at this moment the number one request from journalists. So make sure that you get into the platform and you start looking for these opportunities. I'll give an example. Even though he's not in health, he is an accountant. Shishir. So you understand here, Shishir added his bio. So I think that we helped Shishir to become a columnist in SME Technology Guide. So Shishir writes for them, and you can see there is a photo, there is his bio there, and then he has a column where he's writing. Obviously, his target market is a small business, so he's targeting them, and this is what he's writing. So making tax digital, understand phase 1, phase 2, you can see there. Now, one thing that you will see is since Shishir joined High Profile Club, if you search for his name comes on the first page of Google, and you will see that the SMEtechnologyguide.com is actually what is bringing him to the first page, okay, which is just over there with the red arrow. So it's important that you start. People say, oh, but I'm providing my content for free. You know, the publication is getting it for free, but I'm not getting. True, but reality is most of the time entrepreneurs don't write their own blog posts. They don't think this is too much effort. I have many other things to do. Why should I stop and write the content for other people? Because those people are going to be investing much more on their SEO, and they will be investing much more in getting their websites more visibility. Therefore, you will get their visibility too. So instead of fighting, instead of swimming against the tide, you ride the wave, okay? So make sure that if you are invited to become a columnist somewhere, you start writing, because it is really, really important. Okay, so I think there is something gone wrong with my presentation here, because it's gone back to what I presented before. I'll just put them here, which is highprofileclub.com. Also, if you have questions, get in touch, okay? If you want to know more about getting featured in the media, if you want to learn more, we have lots of webinars. It's all great. So make sure that you get in touch with us. highprofileclub.com. And we are here to help you become more visible, more credible, and more influential. Thank you very much. See you guys very soon. Bye-bye.